We're exactly 1 week away from the release of Splitgate Arena Reloaded, and 1047 Games has put out a video on YouTube about the making of Splitgate Arena Reloaded. So we're going to be taking a look at it today. If you ever want to see me live on Twitch, I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at twitch.tv/Oniel. That is ONII_EL. We're very excited for Splitgate Arena Reloaded. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what this video has to offer for us.
With Splitgate 1, there was no design theory. It was just what's fun. Like, does this feel fun? Yes, it does. Okay, let's do it.
As we look at Splitgate 2, let's strip it all back.
Is that too loud, chat?
What is core to the Splitgate identity?
When I play an arena shooter, the thing I want to focus on is, can I outplay you? Can I outgun you? We've added a shit ton of stuff. We got all new modes. We've removed factions.
There's a whole new career system. We've overhauled the
Nice.
entire front end.
It's just, it looks so good, guys.
Overloading.
I got to play it last
leaderboards,
week,
Stats.
The best parts of Splitgate
and it
1
was a
and iterations
blast.
of Splitgate 2 puts them together. If you like a shooter with portals, this is the ultimate version of that.
I agree, wholeheartedly. I agree. Like they're saying the truth. It's real.
Splitgate 1 did a lot of things well. In particular, you know, gunplay, movement, portals, like that's kind of our bread and butter. And we just had an overall fun game. You know, it didn't take itself too seriously. Tons of party modes, just a little bit of everything. And just sort of sticking to the basics of like a great arena shooter with this innovative portal mechanic. And
Ah,
it was a successful
dude.
game, but it wasn't able to
Split
sustain
1 was so
long-term.
good.
When we started on Splitgate 2, we asked ourselves, like, okay, what are the things we want to preserve?
That's something that's really important to keep in mind. I hear a lot of people talk about how Splitgate 1 like was a failure, but Splitgate 1 was the furthest thing from a failure that you could possibly imagine. Like you guys need to think in the context of the fact that this was a project that two college kids made in their dorm room for a class. And if you were there when Splitgate, if you were there when Splitgate 1 popped off and it dropped on console and the servers were so flooded we couldn't even get in, you would not assume that that's the kind of background that this project had, right? You would assume that this was like, okay, like a dedicated indie developer, right? Because we knew it wasn't a AAA title, but a dedicated indie developer like that, this is their work. No, this was a passion project by two kids in college. That is the most the definition of a success story when it comes to like real grassroots game development. Like there's nothing else like it. Splitgate 1 was a very special game, and I'm hoping that Splitgate Arena Reloaded can revive that for us.
But what are the things preventing this from getting
Ooh,
to the next level?
that was
How
fun.
can we make this a game that is long term?
Mhm.
A lot of the goals we started with were adding variety to the game, which you can see that's how we ended up with like classes, abilities, loadouts, having more meaningful progression,
Yeah.
different things to unlock beyond skins, like different weapons. We added too much noise, right? We added a lot
I
of these
agree.
equipments that don't necessarily add much to the game, right? A time dome, a heal grenade, sand grenade, like it's just a lot of visual noise. And when I play an arena shooter,
It had a scope problem. It had a like the Splitgate 2 had it's the same issue that we're running into in like the MMO side of things of gaming. And it's like a developer sets out to make a project and they're just like, "Oh, but what if we had this? Oh, but what if we had that? Oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had this?" And then you add so much stuff, so many features, so many different things, and then eventually like the like core of what made that thing special kind of gets lost in the muddy water. Splitgate 2 had a scope issue. That's really what it was. And I'm glad that Ian has the like self-awareness to see that.
like my emphasis, the thing I want to focus on is like, can I outplay you? Can I outgun you? Can I outsmart you?
You know, I came in with fresh eyes, and one of the things we got to do is really
I
start
love
to
this
look
guy.
at Splitgate, what defines Splitgate,
This guy
and as we look at
knows,
Splitgate 2,
and he treats
let's strip it
Splitgate
all
like
back
his
and see like
child.
what is core to the Splitgate identity,
I
right?
hope this guy
There
sticks
is a lot
around
of
for a
shared
long
DNA
time.
between those two games, but in some ways, in an effort to change, to kind of push the formula forward, there was just a lot added to that. And so I think that, to your
That's
point,
my
you know,
design director,
felt
baby.
a bit like
Let's
noise to some
go.
players. And so when we got to strip it back, we started to really, really understand like what are the fundamental things that make a Splitgate experience, and then let's like refocus on trying to make that the best that it
Yes.
can possibly be.
And I said that in like there's a video I have that didn't go viral or anything. It's like a TikTok or a YouTube short where I was like, honestly, if all of the abilities in the game had been movement abilities, if Splitgate 2 embraced the fact that it is an arena shooter, right? An arena FPS game, and Sabrask had a grapple hook, and like Meridian had like a phase thing or something where they could like dematerialize and appear somewhere else. Like Ranger's Dire Orb from Quake, from Quake Champions specifically. If Arrow still had the go fast button, it's fine. The go fast button is perfectly fine. And if we just like really like focused on the fact that Splitgate is an arena FPS first, and it can become an esports focused title later, right? But like we need to nail down the arena FPS first. The game would have been amazing from the get go. It would have been amazing from the get go. We just needed to focus on those things instead of adding things like walls and scan, like wall hacks and like shields to protect yourself with and all that stuff.
Totally.
Right at the core, it's like this is an arena shooter, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it is heavily inspired by some of the, you know, console-friendly arena shooters that we grew up playing. I think for us, it was like, okay, we really need to refocus on what is the expectation of an arena experience. Like,
Yeah.
what does that actually look like? And that's the modes, that's looking at things like time to kill, and making sure that fights remain readable, so that things don't feel chaotic and random, but instead you understand, okay, how did that player get the upper hand when I die? Instead of being met with sort of this frustration of like, what was that? I don't really understand what happened. So when we refocused,
I hope they show off the
around
railgun
these
in
sort
this
of new
video.
core
I want
pillars
to talk
for
about the
what Arena
railgun.
Reloaded was going to be, movement as a weapon really jumped out at us because we've always known that arena games are about positioning.
Mm-hmm.
And with the new movement sandbox and the portal mechanics, you have a lot of ways to take power positions or reposition, right? Like, how do I want to play a corner? How do I want to play a hill? All of these different tools at your disposal are really weapons within the sandbox.
When I think of Splitgate Arena Reloaded, it's trying to
Mhm.
find that balance of like not trying to force players to portal on specific paths, you know, being intentional with the portals. And we have
That was one of the things that like a lot of my casual friends had problems with, was understanding the map design behind the Splitgate 2 maps was specifically made for uh like routes, right? Like paths, lanes, if you will. And most maps had, you know, three or sometimes four, sometimes three and like a cut, and like, or three and like an upper level lanes that you go through to get from point A to point B. Whereas Splitgate 1 had a lot more open map design. It wasn't so laney, and it was more like, oh, okay, like I can go way over there with one portal, right? And then once I'm way over there, I could go way over there, but if I want to go pick up the sniper rifle, I have to run, okay? Because like there isn't a direct path to it, like I have to go run over there. And so that made it so that like there were moments of time in Splitgate 1 in which you had to expose yourself in order to gain either a power position or a power weapon. And a lot of that got stripped back in Splitgate 2 in favor of these routes and these lanes that are like, you know, they're good if you're like a memory player, right? Like if you're the type of player that sits down and you grind out these maps like I did, and like you practice the route over and over and over again until you can just do it, right? Without having to think about like, okay, I want to get to top mid. You just go to top mid. It's good for those types of players, but for the casual player base that doesn't want to spend the time labbing maps like that, it's awful because they don't know the routes, right? They might throw a portal here and there, but the rest of the time they're running around b hopping. That's what like the majority of my friends do whenever we play Splitgate. Whenever we used to play Splitgate 2, they were running around the maps b hopping and shooting at whatever appeared in front of them, right? And so these routes that like, I've made route videos on my channel. I have made videos on my channel. I have a route video for this map for Eden. Um these routes ended up hurting more than helping. Like I think that they were designed as a way of like, oh, like this is going to be feel really intuitive for players because like they'll be able to just like follow a path down the map. But they ended up actually hurting the player base instead of helping.
Added some more portals and more portal jumps and more verticality, but allowing for that freedom where players, they can play the way they want to play. They can take the routes they want to take.
Even when we look at something
Based.
like the faction system, pulling that away to give players more player choice and agency about the way they play. They can mix and match these different tools
Yeah.
so that they can utilize them in ways that feel rewarding to them, right? Like we like that creativity in combat. And we think all of that texture is what makes the Arena Sandbox so rewarding.
We did get a lot of negative
Mhm.
feedback towards it, and we want to make this game for you, for the community.
Yeah.
So if the community rejects this largely, like
In
we're here to listen and adjust accordingly. So with Splitgate Arena Reloaded being that more traditional arena shooter, players don't want abilities, right? I want to feel like I won
Oh.
this fight or I lost this fight because I was the better player or you were the better player, and hey, I'll live with that. If you beat me because you outportaled me or you outshot me, like I can live with that. But I go up against you and I'm better and I'm outsmarting you and I'm outflanking you, but then you just spawn a barrier wall or you have a different ability and I lose. Like that's a very frustrating
It
experience
is.
as an arena
It
shooter
is.
fan. And
Specifically, the wall was so obnoxious to play. And if you played any amount of ranked in Splitgate 2, you know you were running into 4 wall. Even though they gave the classes passives that were supposed to incentivize you having a variety of classes in your team, you would just run into 4 Sabrask walls because it is so strong to just rotate one-way shields on the point, right? You go stand on point. I put mine down. When mine runs out, my buddy puts his down. When his runs out, our other buddy puts his down. And we're on here and we're impenetrable with that kind of defense. And so I'm glad it's been taken out. It was the most frustrating part of Splitgate 2 is that stupid fucking wall. I was going to say before I went off on this rant, I was going to say that I lost my train of thought. Holy shit. Hold on. Let me rewind a
so a
little
lot
bit.
of this is, it's about remove me or you outshot me. Like
Uh-huh.
I can
Creativity in combat. And we think all of that texture is what makes the Arena Sandbox so rewarding.
Yeah.
We did get a lot of negative feedback towards it, and we want to make this game for you.
I wanted to talk about this. We want to make this game for you, for the community. You cannot point to a single other developer that is working on a first-person shooter, a multiplayer live service game that has put the amount of like effort and like fearlessness to like get this right as 1047. And that is something that, like, despite the many mistakes that 1047 has made with Splitgate 2, I respect the absolute fuck out of them for doing what they have done. They shut down the servers for Splitgate 1, and instead of saying you never get to play Splitgate 1 again, they went through the effort. They took time out of their development time, which they didn't have to do, to make it so that the game was playable peer to peer. You and I can hop in a Splitgate 1 match right now. if we wanted to. The connection's gonna be rough. But they did it, right? Like that's the point, is that they did it. They went through efforts that like you wouldn't see from other development studios, and that's part of what's keeping me hooked in.
For the community. And so if the community rejects this largely, like we're here to listen to lose. Like that's a very
Let's get
frustrating
back to where we were.
experience as an arena shooter
Hmm.
fan. And so a lot of this is it's about removing these limitations and restrictions, but also just outright removing abilities and factions to get back to our arena shooter roots.
Yeah.
It's about refocusing on the expectations of the player, right? We want to make sure when they come in and they're trying to play an arena shooter that they can find the things that they're looking for. And that's, obviously that's King of the Hill, that's domination, that's TDM,
Team deathmatch. Yep.
that's free for all, right? But it also comes down to like the things that Splitgate players expect, which is some of those more fun modes like Shoddy Snipe,
One in the chamber,
SWAT,
big
gun
head
game,
snipes.
gun game, right? Like sometimes like that's one of the brilliant things about arena shooters is like I have the fondest memories of just being with my friends, playing different modes and just enjoying myself. And so in some ways we really want to bring back that experience.
Like my wife loved the mode in Splitgate 1 where everyone had a bat, and you only had a bat and you were just running around hitting each other with the bats. And I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember, because in VIP you had guns. Oh, VIP was so fun as well. Was it Sticks and Stones? Was it like a Splitgate take on Sticks and Stones? I don't remember, but like that was so fun for us. Just getting on and playing like some random game mode that we found in like like Infected or something like that. And just like having like a real, like an actual chill time playing an FPS game.
One of the things that players truly enjoyed about Splitgate 1 was this return to even starts, which is something that largely has sort of vanished from the industry, right? And the idea is like everybody starts on equal footing. You have the same weapons as anyone else in the lobby, and anytime that
Inspect
changes,
animations
it's
are so
about
clean.
your map knowledge, finding another weapon, getting there on the spawn timer, fighting over those powerful weapons, and then claiming them for yourselves. The
They're
core
gonna show
experience
off
for
the railgun
Splitgate
here?
2 was a much
Dude, the
more modern
railgun was so
experience,
good.
which many of us love. Like honestly, I love modern shooters where I can fine tune exactly what I want. But for a lot of our players, they were missing that classic feel. And so Classic Arena is an option for those players who want to have that experience to be able to come in and play even starts.
And this isn't just in Classic, but this is across the board. We've added power-ups to the game, and that's that's something that Splitgate 1 never actually had. So when we asked ourselves,
That is true.
what does it mean to double down on Arena first? Well, that's kind of like a staple of being an
That's
arena
what I
shooter is
said,
having
guys.
power-ups.
I said this.
We've got Rush, just as it was with Eros, where you get the speed boost, your health recharges faster, you can reload faster. We've got Hyper Sight. It's a little bit different than Meridian's Hyper Sight because no longer does it reveal for your entire team. We felt like that was pretty frustrating to play against when everybody in the lobby knows where you are. And then we've got your classic Overshield, right? It works.
It's so strong.
Fun. It's
It's so
must-have.
strong.
I love
Yeah.
it. Running around as a tank, like it's
Yeah.
so
It's
fun.
so good.
Like I'm just gonna crash on the team.
And the reason it's not problematic, the other solution that I suggested, and it's in the Discord somewhere, I'm sure, in the Splitgate Discord somewhere. The other solution that I suggested to the Sabrask wall problem was making Sabrask wall the width of the player, like literally making it so like I drop this shield for just me, and even then that's still lame, still not preferred, but I dropped this shield for just myself. Like if my friends want to take cover behind my shield, they're gonna have to stand behind me, I guess, and like shoot into my back, right? That was the other like solution that I thought of, because because a lot of the problems with Sabrask Wall as well, it's the combination of, how much protection you would get, plus the lack of verticality that existed in some of the Splitgate 2 maps. Like there were areas of certain maps that were just straight up impenetrable if you had four Sabrask players on them, because like we're, like the shield covers us from head to toe. And like where are you gonna go? You have to walk at it. There's no choice but to walk at it. So like you have to throw grenades. And then the craziest part about it is that the only faction with a grenade that could clear out a point was also Sabrask. So like that did not feel good either.
You on a hill and like let them try to take me down, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like you just feel
Yeah,
invincible for
Overshield.
just
I
a
saw
little bit.
Overshield when I played I 1047 was so kind to invite me to the creator capture event last weekend, and I saw someone running around with Overshield. I dumped a whole mag into the guy and he was still standing.
One of the big changes we made
It's
as
so
we
good.
started looking at Arena Reloaded
This is
was how do
so
we
clean.
overhaul progression and make sure the entire game feels
The
rewarding.
the
And
end
so
game
we've done
screen
that
is
in
so
many
hype.
ways. And one of the core ways is our sort of career level system where you play the game, you level up, and you get rewarded for it. You
Uh-huh.
have the rookie levels where you're gonna get new pieces of kit, new weapons, the core things you need to fill out your toolkit. And then that tapers into like a long tail progression where
Okay.
you get rewarded for the more time that you spend in the game. And that's, prestige cosmetics,
Whoa,
like
I haven't seen
cool
these.
titles that you can only get by playing the
I
game.
haven't seen
There's this
these.
sort
What the fuck? I did not see that in the preview. That was
Spin
not
in
in
the
the
game.
preview at all,
That's-
guys, unless I straight up missed it.
prestige cosmetics, like cool titles.
Oh shit, they're bringing back chat. They're bringing back like the what's it called? Bricky called it something in like one of his Halo videos. I think Bricky called it like the big ball factor or something like that. I don't know. He called it a ridiculous name, but like that idea that like I unlocked this thing and I get to wear it on me or I get to show it in my player card, and everyone that sees it knows like holy shit, that guy's good because that guy has, I don't know, 10 million kills or whatever it is. They're bringing stuff like that into it again, which is really nice. That's also something that has been missing from a lot of like our side of the industry. Like I know like games have like camel grinds and stuff like that, but camel grinds aren't like, I don't think camel grinds are the same as something like I have a prestige skin on because I've won, X amount of games or whatever.
Titles that you can only get by playing the game. There's this sort of new concept that we're introducing called the exchange, which is a way for players to basically, as you play, you'll be able to earn Proelium, which is our upgrade currency, and you can go into the exchange and you can get new customization just for playing the game. Across the board, our sort of core philosophy is like let's reward players for spending time in the game.
Oh
right?
shit. I did not see that at all either. We didn't get to see the store. That's so cool. That's actually really cool. Just giving us a currency that we can spend on like recolors and stuff and giving it like just for playing the game.
Them have
That's
fun,
so good.
fragging out, playing with their friends, and then let's make sure that feels rewarding when they come back to the main menu.
Wow, that's
So
sick.
we've added a shit ton of content.
Yeah.
We've added 5 new maps, 3 of which are
Okay.
remasters. From
Yes.
Splitgate 1. So we've added
played-
Oasis, which I think
we
in
played Oasis
particular has really
the Creator
played a lot
Capture event.
better
It was
with some of
amazing.
the Portal editions and Sandbox editions. We've added Abyss, which
I played Abyss.
speaks for itself. but fan
1, 2,
favorite,
3
one of the best
playtests ago.
maps we've ever made. We've seen a lot of just desire
It's
from
so
the
good.
community to add asymmetrical maps and vertical maps. So
Mhm.
Abyss fits very well. And lastly, we've added Carmen Station.
And I played
which is actually
Carmen
the first
at
map that
this
we ever
last-
made, originally called Outpost, but added that
the Creator
remaster
Capture event.
to Splitgate Arena
It's
Reloaded.
amazing.
But we've also got
It plays
2 new
so well.
maps that have never been played before or seen before, and that is
He's
Terra
lying to you. I
13,
played them.
which is our biggest arena map that we've ever made.
This map is fucking insane, chat. This map, unfortunately, the mode I got on it was SWAT. So like you don't, when you're playing SWAT, it's kind of weird because like everyone's just kind of running around and like you die so quickly. Like it's not really, I don't know. It's weird when you're playing SWAT. SWAT's very much like a party mode. This map is fucking crazy.
And Hammerhead
It's huge and it has these launch portals.
also got 2 new maps that have never been played by a person before,
And they're
that's
angled in
Era
different
13,
directions.
which is
So it's got these launch portals. They're like all around, and you can literally like choom and send yourself all the way across the map.
our biggest arena map that we've ever made. And Hammerhead, which I would say is our most
This map is also fucking crazy, and I've got some details on it coming out in my video. My video that's gonna come out on the 15th. I've got some details of it. I can't show footage just yet, but I can talk about it. This map is amazing. It is so good. About like it's so impressive to me at how well something like this performs.
epic
Yeah.
map we've ever made.
It's so crazy.
It is literally a giant moving vehicle.
It's this
Mhm.
really cool land crawler. It's, in the middle of the desert. It's just
This shit is
so cool to
so
be able to go
sick.
from on a moving vehicle down to the ground where the vehicle is, sort of
And you
separating
can
from
walk
you.
on
It's
the
just like a
ground.
completely different
Yeah, and
experience
it'll
from
leave
anything
you.
in Split
It'll
Fiction.
fucking leave you behind. And then
We've
like you'll
sort
be
of
out of bounds.
overhauled a lot of our maps to have more intentional portal usage, and then we have all of these.
I've
new
never even
maps
seen that
where
portal
there's
there.
just going to be a
I'm not gonna lie
whole
to
new
you.
way to play the game.
We've
I
also
guess that
added some
one's one of the
portal
added ones.
jumps and more portal walls and
Railgun's amazing. The railgun is so good. They got it perfect. It's the classic charges up, shoots ones. It's got a slow fire rate, but when it hits you, anywhere it hits you, you're down.
general and open things up. But I'm a huge fan of the portal jumps. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback from our community on that.
We
of
love
just,
portal
like-
jumps.
Like on Academy, for example, like just being able to come out of a portal with high velocity,
Mhm.
dive into a slide, go through another portal. There's just so many cool things you can do, just giving the players more freedom.
And
Yeah.
that's rewarding, right? Like, I think a lot of players, once they see what portals can do for their gameplay,
Mhm.
they want to utilize them more,
Yep.
and they want to start
Because even if you
experimenting.
don't,
But it's important.
even if you don't learn how to triple portal jumps are a good way to like give people like a sense of speed. It's an easy way to get like some really good speed, and it sets them on that path of like, oh, like I wonder what else I can do with it. Right? So like the first time someone connects a floral to a portal jump, they're gonna go, oh, that's really cool, right? And increasing the quantity of those, like letting people play around with like flying around the map, going really fast. I think it's going to be good for the game
Important for
overall.
us as the people creating the experience to give you a reason to want to do that, right?
Mm.
And we love the movement sandbox. I slide everywhere, I'll tell you that.
Mm.
But like, it is amazing when you can say like, oh wait, if I put a portal here and I put a portal here and I jump into it, I can get to this spot where I otherwise wouldn't have been able to. And
Mm-hmm.
that's such a rewarding feeling, and it really incentivizes that type of creativity that we think you can only really get in Split Game.
So we've added 4 new weapons
There we
to
go.
the game. We've got 3 new starter weapons, which are our all new LMGs, and then we've got the fan favorite returning the railgun.
Mm-hmm.
Shoots a massive beam,
Boom.
one-shot kills, goes through bodies, so you can get those crazy
Dunk.
multi-kills. And then the LMGs, which I think are some of the most interesting guns we've added.
The
to
LMGs
Sandbox.
were
We've
interesting.
got 3.
That's
So
how
we've
I
got
would
the
describe them
Velocity
too.
LMG.
That one's
It's pretty
fun.
much your stereotypical LMG, just for people who are familiar with LMGs and like the way that plays. But
Mhm.
we've also got the Strike
You can do insane spray transfers with this thing 'cause the magazine is huge and it feels really satisfying when you hit them.
Prada LMG, which is the Meridian base. So that is a quad burst. And then we've got, of course,
This weapon seems strong. This weapon seems really strong. This next one, not so much, but maybe I was using it outside its effective range.
Sabrask themed
This-
LMG, the Barrage. And that thing is a monster.
I think
got a triple
it's like a
barrel,
shotgun.
Slower fire rate, of course, to balance it out, but it's just unloads on people 3 bullets at a time. They all
Mhm.
just really play differently and add a lot to the sandbox. So we're
Yeah.
excited about them.
Playing against portals can be frustrating if you can't understand what's happening, right? Like,
Yeah.
people who are really adept at using portals, you can move quickly around the map, and sometimes that can be hard to follow as a combatant. And so what we've done
Yeah.
is we've tried to make a concerted effort to make Portal play and Portal fights as readable as possible. And that manifests in two main ways. There's sort of the VFX side of things, which is, you know, visually, we want to make sure you can follow
The visual
people
feedback.
portaling. And so we've
Yeah.
added this new portal trail where as players are teleporting through the map, we've added this almost portal tracer effect
Yep.
where you can see them moving through the map.
And it's subtle. I mean, we didn't want to add a ton of visual noise.
Yeah.
It just kind of directs you in the right direction, right? And it's helpful both in terms of if an enemy is flanking me, just getting that subtle, like, okay, what direction are they going? But also for teammates, right? Like, I want to know, where's my teammate going through, like, this portal? I can't see through it. Is he going left? Is he going right? So just having that subtle, like,
Yeah.
get your
It's a good-
get
it's a
your
good
eye moving
addition.
in the right direction.
Yes.
And then on top of that, we've gone through a lot of iteration on our audio side. The audio team has done so much work to try to make sure that fights remain readable and you understand when someone is firing at you from a portal from behind you or to your left. You hear as players are flying through the air now. There's just so much that changed around the sort of audio feedback.
It's night and day. I mean, I go back and play on the live game versus like what we've been playing internally, and it's like I don't even know how we shipped with this. It's so different.
Yeah, the subtle additions and how much that
It is.
changes your ability.
That's why I haven't.
To,
that's why I
to
like
parse a
didn't
battlefield
play a
and-
whole lot
and
of
make
live
the decision,
after
the split-second decisions you need to win
we
those
went back to
fights.
beta.
The vibe of Arena Reloaded is entirely different from Splitgate 2.
I could
A
say
lot
that
of
as
the
well.
Things in the front end and just like
It's so
overall feeling
cool.
around the game
It's
feels
now
a bit
like
more
aura farming.
utilitarian than we want. We love this like player fantasy of being this intergalactic combat athlete. We want players to
Yeah.
feel badass. When they come in, they kit up and they dress down how they want to go and fight. We want them to feel
Dude,
like
the
the star of
T200
the show.
baby.
So
He's
there was
back.
a big effort to like make that feel truly immersive. Like, let us sell you this concept
Mm-hmm.
of you being that like all-star combat athlete.
It's also quite a bit of a darker tone. Even Ozone, the map, like we've actually overhauled that visually to be darker, and that's kind of a indication of like the direction we want to go with our key art, our logo, our menu, our music.
It's
Everything
clean.
is just a bit more mature feeling, less kind of
Yes.
bubblegum.
Yeah, I mean, look, when we released in beta, it's undeniably beautiful. And I think everything that the art team did is incredible. Like, the game looks so
Gorgeous.
much different than everything else in the market. And I think what we've seen now that our players have gotten their hands on it,
He's
is
right.
like some of them
No,
really
he's
are
cooking.
longing for that more traditional arena feel. Oftentimes that comes with, you know, darker environments. You know,
Little bit of grit.
metal and, you know, stone. And so we have a lot of that stuff coming into the new map pool. We still do have those environments that are gonna feel sort of otherworldly and futuristic. And
Yeah.
we have a lot of stuff that we're still working on.
They're
that,
cooking.
You know, will
They're
come
cooking, bro.
post-launch that even pushes those in different
Dude,
directions.
I
further.
can't even imagine what
One
else
of
they're
the
gonna come
things
out
that
with.
We've had the opportunity to do now that we've removed the faction system is really open up how you customize your character.
This
and
is
as a
so good
result,
as well.
We've sort of overhauled that experience because everything used to be anchored through the faction system.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've sort
It's
of
not.
split it out. There are these
You get to
two
put on
main
whatever the
factors
hell you
of
want now, guys.
the combatant.
Whatever you want.
There's your character skin, like what do you want your cosmetics to be, and what guns do you want, and what do you want those to look like. And so we
Mhm.
have these cool areas of the front end, which is the locker room. And this is like an actual space where you will go and you can kit out your athlete to look the way that you want. And then we have this whole weapons menu with this awesome weapon bench.
It's
where you
so
get to really
clean.
customize your guns the way
You
that
can
want
see,
and
yes.
build the loadouts you want so that
You can
take
see
them
it
into the
like
experience.
changing as you put things on.
We
They did
a
great with
lot of
the
playtesting in
gunsmith
Splitgate
stuff.
1. Like that was how we built the game. Even, you know, since the dorm room days of like me and Nick and our friends uploading the game to Google Drive to download it. Like that's how we got started. We did monthly playtests with our friends. And then that carried on throughout Splitgate 1's development
Yeah.
of just like constant iteration with the community. And I think with Splitgate 2, we sort of moved away from that a little bit, you know, for the purpose of, oh, we want to build hype and we want to, you know, we don't want to have something leak. And, you know, with Splitgate Arena Reloaded, it's like, let's just go back to that's what worked for us. Like, just who cares if it leaks? Let people stream it. Let people talk about it. Like, we just
Mhm.
want feedback, because if the game is great,
They still put us
it's
under
gonna work.
NDA
Just
until
that
Monday.
sort of developing out in the open.
That video coming out on
and
Monday,
really just, like,
talking
this
about all this,
partnership with our
everything I got to
community,
experience in
that's
the
been sort of, I think, the X
the
factor.
creator
right? Like,
capture
that's
event.
the defining factor for us is players know what they like, right? Like they understand what a great game feels like, and they'll let you know when you're onto something, and they'll let you know when you're off. And so we've had the benefit of having just incredible players come, give us their feedback, and help us get on track with the expectations of the game that they
Yes.
want, right?
Yep.
And so it has just been so helpful for us to understand exactly what it is that Splitgate Arena Reloaded is becoming.
The community that's
To
been
me,
playtesting
this is
are
the
a bunch
ultimate
of
version of
great
Splitgate.
people.
You know, this is a love letter to a genre that we just
Railgun.
deeply love. For us, it's about creating a core arena experience.
I want them to feel that nostalgia again. I feel that when I
I
play
can't wait for the
Splitgate
next
Arena
Rod song
Reloaded.
too.
I want our community to feel that too.
Tight gunplay, fast movement,
Mm-hmm.
interesting mechanics like our portals, and making sure that you have a place where you can jump in with your friends, frag out, and have a good time.
That's all we
I
need.
don't have anything to add to that. I mean,
That's what we need.
Since entering beta, the team has
That's how
spent
we need.
countless hours rebuilding this game from the ground up to make sure it meets the expectations of arena fans all over the world.
this is truly the best Splitgate has ever felt, and we've got so much more to show you in the coming weeks. Splitgate Arena Reloaded launches on December 17th. We hope to see you in the arena.
Just this art right here, guys. Hold on. Let me turn my ugly face off. Look at this. Look at this right here. You see this? Bringing back the T200 chat. That in it by itself is crazy cool. That by itself is sick. Bringing back the T200. And kind of like this is like really blending what Splitgate 1 and Splitgate 2 looked like. And I think that's the whole philosophy behind this. It's like bring the best of both things together into one.